So today's video is going to be how to shave over acne without making it worse or trying to control that. And today's video is actually going to be a little bit different. I understand that most of my viewers here are girls, and that's probably because we talk about hair and beauty and fashion and things like that. But when it comes to acne, shaving for men is a huge problem. You guys know that I had acne and not as many women shave as men, but a big problem for men is that when they're trying to shave over that, it can aggravate it and actually make it worse. This is really a huge problem for guys, and I really wanted to address it not just to help you guys, but to help everyone, because there are people out there that have acne, that can't shave, that don't know what to do about it. But I really wanted to create a video that'll help everyone and really address one of these huge issues that has to do with acne. So if you guys have a brother, if you guys have a male friend, if you guys know anybody who suffers with acne and is a man and has to shave, it would be great if you guys could send it to them. Even if you could just like Facebook it or tweet it or whatever. I'll actually leave a link below if you guys want to do that, because you know, most of you guys are girls, and most girls probably aren't interested in this. But when it comes to guys, I really want to get that message out there, but there aren't as many people around on this channel that are guys, you know what I mean? So even if you can't, feel free to watch this video. It might help you learn a couple of things, even if you are a man and don't have acne or don't shave. But if you're a girl, feel free to watch it, and that way, even if you run into someone who's asking you questions about it or who you notice has it and wants to talk about it, at least you can understand the situation a little bit more and maybe give them some verbal advice if you remember it from this video. Obviously I'm not a man, so I don't actually shave over my acne, but I did do a lot of research to bring this to you guys. This has been about 3 months in the making to really understand what works best, and I have a little brother who shaves and has acne, so I've kind of been using him as a guinea pig as well. But I will leave a link below to tweet this, if you could Facebook it to your friends, or even if you just know somebody that you could send it to. That would really help me help the people who need it most. The big question is, does shaving over the acne make the acne worse? And the answer really has to do with basically yes, but it's kind of about your skin and how you shave and things like that. The biggest fears are the spreading of the bacteria and increasing the inflammation. And that's really tough for men because this is something that most of them have to do every day. A girl's equivalent of this would be brushing your hair and getting more acne. Something you have to do every day, and it's very, very frustrating. Especially for men, that's very frustrating because not a lot of them have, you know, the ability to put on makeup and stuff like that and still make it look natural. But there are ways to diminish that and to kind of help along with that so that that acne doesn't spread and it can have the time to heal and get better while men can still do what they need to in the morning. So then the question is, how do you shave over acne best without spreading that bacteria, without increasing that inflammation? Men, what you should do is use a razor that has 3 or more blades. And the reason why is because a razor that just has 1 or 2, it really puts a lot of pressure on the skin. And from what I've noticed with my brother and what I've kind of tested out, I've been using men's razors on my legs, by the way, to test this out for you. So that's what's up. That's dedication. But you should be using a razor that has 3, preferably 5 or 7 blades. And the reason why is because the more blades you have, the more even of a shave you're going to get. If you just have 2 blades, it's going to put a lot of pressure on those 2 spots, and it's really going to dig into the skin when you're trying to shave and cause that irritation and that inflammation, especially for people who do have sensitive skin. Hi! We have a little guest today. We are not going to shave the kitty, that would be mean. But razors that have 5 or 7 blades or even more than that, they really disperse that pressure more evenly, so you can still get a smooth shave, but it's not as much pressure in a centralized area, so that way it's not as irritating to the skin. It doesn't cause as much inflammation, and it really helps for a more even shave. The other thing you need to do is toss your old razors. If you guys have razors that you've been using for a little while, the second they get dull, you really have to get rid of them. The reason why is because the duller that they get, the harder you're going to have to press to get it across your skin to cut those hairs. The harder you press, the more likely that's going to be to cut your skin and maybe spread some of that bacteria, and that pressure is just going to cause more inflammation to happen and make the acne bigger and, you know, more inflamed and angry with you. So once you notice it's dull, first off, it doesn't cut the hair as well, and it really does risk spreading that bacteria because you're dragging it along your face. Toss them out or replace the blade, toss the blade, and just shave with a new one. So the next question would be, how do you stop the bacteria from your acne and your pimples from spreading when you do glide that razor over your face? How do you stop it from infecting other pores and creating more acne? Well, a great way to prevent that is by using an astringent or a shaving toner, cream, balm thing, whatever you guys call it, that's actually antibacterial and that won't spread the acne. Many astringents are full of alcohol, which is not drinking alcohol but rubbing alcohol. And the problem with that is that it really dries out the skin and can even cause the body to go into overdrive if you don't put on a moisturizer afterwards. It causes the body to go into overdrive from extremely dry pores to making them way more oily. And the more oil you have, the more acne you're going to have. So the alcohol is generally not a good thing. It is an antibacterial though. A lot of other astringents may not have the alcohol, but they have different oils that are going to clog your pores, or that acne bacteria can really live in and just spread. So the best thing you can do is find one that's antibacterial, preferably without rubbing alcohol, or even look for a toner that comes in like an acne set. There are many different acne products out there. Using a toner from an acne product set might actually be better than using a regular shaving astringent, because most shaving companies don't have acne in mind when they're creating that stuff. Proactive has a really good toner, so does Unblemished. I think Unblemished has one with an ingredient called hydroquinone, which can help people lighten their skin if you guys have spots or pigmentation. You can get toners from La Roche-Posay from CVS. You go more high-end and go to a department store, but overall try to avoid one with alcohol and try to look for one that's either antibacterial or that doesn't have a lot of those skin clogging ingredients. And I understand maybe men don't know a lot about that because maybe beauty and kind of hygiene and stuff like that isn't something you've really explored, but go with the girl that you know, or even just ask some of the people behind the counter, because a lot of time they're really knowledgeable about the products. Also, you want to make sure that afterwards you're going to use a moisturizer. Reason why is, especially if you're using an astringent that does have alcohol, the skin is going to be dry and irritated. And what you can do is that if you apply a moisturizer afterwards, first off, it helps with that dryness and it helps to combat the oil. The more moisture that you put onto your skin, the less the skin is going to need to create its own moisture. And when the skin creates its own moisture, that's what sebaceous oil is, and that's where acne lives. Sebaceous oil is like the house for acne. You get rid of the sebaceous oil, you can't have the acne. But your skin still needs moisture, you know what I mean? So once you're done shaving, be sure to apply a cream or something like that. You could find creams that have salicylic acid or benzoyl peroxide. Those kind of moisturizers will not only moisturize the skin, but they will also kind of help fight the acne. Problem is they can cause dryness or sun sensitivity, but look for a product that really works for you. Neutrogena has some great ones from the drugstore. You can find some from Proactive that have benzoyl. It might be a little bit more drying. But depending on your skin, look for a moisturizer that won't break you out, that's non-comedogenic, that does have something that fights acne in it to prevent that from happening. Another thing that's really good to do is actually to cleanse your face between strokes. So back before the astringent, back before the moisturizer, when you're shaving with your 3 to 5 to 7 blade razor, between strokes, you want to wash your face. The reason why is because what happens if you stroke over here, you're shaving or whatever, and you cut a pimple open and you get some of that bacteria on the razor. All of a sudden you go to this side and you're going like this. All of a sudden that bacteria from the acne over here is now over here. And if you didn't have a pimple over there, if you didn't have pimples up here but you had them down here, now they could be soaking into your pores in all different places. The best thing you can do is actually to cleanse your skin and to wash out the razor every single time. You don't have to sit there and scrub for 5 minutes, but take some water and wash it over your razor. Maybe even put a little bit of cleanser on there. After you've shaved 3 times in one area before moving on to a new section of your face, take a little bit of a face wash, any acne face wash from the drugstore, and kind of wash that off so that way it's less likely to spread. The other thing you can do is that while you're actually shaving is to use a thinner shaving cream. I know that guys usually like to use this big old foamy stuff and they put it on their face and they look like a Santa and then they shave it off. Try to use one that's a little bit thinner, and the reason why is because you can actually see what's going on better, you can be more precise, and usually those are less skin clogging. A lot of times when they have all that foam, not only can you not see what's going on, but it can be kind of irritating towards the skin. If you use one that's lighter, it's less likely that it's going to leave residue on your skin, and that residue could clog pores. It's less likely to leave residue, but then you can also really see what's going on, so you can be a little bit more careful over those pimples and get a closer shave without actually aggravating or spreading any of those pimples. So next, let's talk about the actual shaving part. How do you shave? What motions do you use? Something you could do is take a steam bath, and what that is basically boiling a pot of water on the stove or something and holding a towel over your head. And I know that sounds freaky, but what happens is that steam, you put your face over this boiling pot of water, you put this towel over your head, the towel locks the steam from flying away, and it kind of stays and it really opens your pores. Now, of course, do not get a steam burn. Be careful when doing this. Don't shove your face in a pot of boiling water. But if you get that steam to collect under the towel and you have that in your face, steam is a very, very small water molecule, and it'll really help to penetrate those pores better. So it'll open those up so that once you shave, it's not as likely to aggravate the acne, and your skin is going to be more moisturized overall. So you could do that to soften the hairs before as well, because some people who have really coarse beard hairs, when you shave over that, you have to shave a lot and it's painful. Doing that steam bath will help to soften those up before you shave over them. Also, you can use, I wouldn't use like a hair removal, but you could use actual creams to soften the hairs. There are certain acne cleansers that will help you do that. Any cleanser should help, but it'll help to soften those hairs so you don't have to shave as hard to remove them. The next thing you want to do is tug your skin slightly and go very, very gently. You don't want to shave fast like you're in a rush and you're brushing your teeth and shaving and combing your hair and gelling it up at the same time. You want to go very gently and actually tug on the skin a little. Of course, don't go like this and look like some sort of shrunken skull. You want to just tug gently on wherever it is you're about to shave and go in a very gentle gliding motion. Also, when you shave, you want to go with the direction of the hair. Some guys are still going against. Technically, that gets a closer shave, but you will be more at risk for ingrown hairs, and it will definitely make the acne more irritated. When you shave with, it's a lot more gentle on your skin. You can still get it cut, but you really get a better shave and then, better skin overall, because you're not going to be spreading this bacteria as much. It's much less irritating to the skin because when you shave against it, it's like pulling and ripping and stuff like that, which you do not want to do. So tug the skin gently, go very, very slow, and just shave in the direction of the hair, even if you have to go over 3 times. And once you do this section, wash it, and then go to this section, wash it, go to this section, etc. Now let's say that you have a wampin cystic acne pimple and it's huge and it's right here. Instead of trying to shave over that, if you know that it's really big, if you know that it's close to popping or something, avoid that area and shave around it. Some people have trimmers. Sometimes you can get really good and just kind of use the side of the razor to shave around it. So yes, that pimple will still be hairy or whatever, but it's just the size of a pimple. You can actually trim or tweeze those hairs instead. Because if you're going to shave over that, first off, it's going to pop the pimple. You're probably going to get a scar. There's going to be blood and pus all over. It's going to get into your other pores, possibly causing more acne. If you shave around it, you can take little trimming scissors and very gently just trim the hairs over that pimple, which takes hardly no time. Because usually pimples are not much more than this big, if even this big. This is like a huge pimple the size of my little pinky finger. Usually pimples are very small, so it's very easy to just trim around them, or you could even take a tweezer and tweeze those out. But that way, it's not as irritated, it's not going to be spreading everywhere else, so just take that little time to shave around it and then tweeze those out. That way you're not spreading the acne, you're shaving gently, you're still getting the shave, but you're not causing as much irritation. If you are a guy who shaves with acne and has a couple of other tips or tricks that I didn't talk about here, please post them in the comments and try to share with everyone else, because my subscribers know, you can click subscribe by the way if you want to, my subscribers know that we love to talk and do video responses and comments because we can all help each other. And that's really what this channel and this video is about. It's about helping people. So if you know something that I don't, please post in the comments. If you've tried any of these and you like these techniques, tell me how they worked for you, or if you've tried them and they didn't work for you, tell us a little bit about your skin, why it didn't work, etc., etc. But feel free to click subscribe if you're new. If you're new, then welcome. If not, then thank you all. You guys know that I love you for watching these videos. But I really hope that this helped whoever is either in your life that you can send this to, or you yourself. So thank you again, guys, for watching. I really do love you. I really hope this helps, and I cannot wait to talk to you all tomorrow in the next video. Love you guys. Bye.